Everything you think you know about Megalodon is wrong. For years, images have shown a gigantic great white shark, its jaws wide and terrifying. But that picture is misleading. It was not simply a larger version of the great white. It may have been something far more powerful and far more complex. New research from 2025 suggests its size could rival the largest animals alive today. Imagine a predator nearly as long as a blue whale. And the most unsettling part is this: we may have misunderstood it completely. Everything about it now demands a second look today. Was Megalodon really just a giant shark, or was it something entirely different? Why did it disappear after ruling the oceans for millions of years? And could scientists have been wrong all along? For decades, researchers built an image of this creature using limited evidence. Fossil remains were incomplete, and assumptions filled the gaps. That version became widely accepted and rarely questioned, but new discoveries are now challenging those beliefs. They suggest that the real Megalodon may have been very different from what we imagined before, and the truth may change everything we thought we understood about this ancient predator. To understand this story, we must travel back hundreds of years. Early explorers and scientists once believed that strange triangular stones were the tongues of dragons. These so-called fossils confused people for generations. The turning point came when a curious thinker realized that these stones were actually ancient shark teeth. This discovery marked the beginning of fossil science. However, sharks do not have bones that preserve well over time. Their skeletons disappear, leaving behind only teeth. Megalodon had around 276 teeth, some reaching 18 centimeters in length. Over its lifetime, it could lose thousands upon thousands. For many years, scientists tried to understand Megalodon by comparing its teeth to those of modern sharks. The closest match appeared to be the great white shark. Both species had large, triangular, serrated teeth, which led researchers to a simple and convincing conclusion. Megalodon must have been a giant version of the great white shark. Based on this belief, scientists reconstructed its body as a massive, stocky predator with a bulky frame and powerful jaws. This image quickly became widely accepted within both scientific communities and popular culture. Movies, documentaries, and viral images reinforced this idea, showing a terrifying, oversized great white ruling the ancient oceans. Over time, this assumption became so deeply rooted that almost nobody stopped to question whether it was actually correct or not. However, as scientific methods improved and more detailed studies were conducted, researchers began to notice important differences. The shape of Megalodon's teeth was not identical to those of the great white shark. The serrations appeared finer and more consistent, while the overall structure showed subtle but significant variations. Even the roots of the teeth were clearly different. These discoveries raised serious doubts about the long-accepted theory. New research used advanced morphometric analysis and revealed that there was no direct evolutionary connection between Megalodon and the great white shark. This finding forced scientists to reconsider everything they believed. Megalodon was eventually reclassified into a completely different shark family, separate from modern great whites. This meant the popular image was likely incorrect. But this was just the beginning of the mistake, and something even more surprising was about to be uncovered. In 2025, a team of international scientists introduced groundbreaking new research. They examined rare fossilized vertebrae, which are extremely uncommon in sharks. By comparing these remains with over 100 living and extinct shark species, they developed a far more accurate understanding of Megalodon's true size. Earlier estimates suggested it measured between 15 and 18 meters. However, the new analysis revealed that some individuals may have reached lengths of up to 24 meters. This was far beyond previous expectations. At this enormous size, Megalodon would have rivaled the largest animals in Earth's history, approaching the scale of a blue whale and completely redefining its image. But here is where the story takes a darker and far more unsettling turn. It was not just the size of Megalodon that scientists got wrong. The real problem went much deeper than simple measurements. For years, the image of this creature was built around a bulky, slow-moving giant, similar to an oversized great white shark. However, new research began to reveal something completely different. Instead of a thick, heavy body, Megalodon appears to have had a far more streamlined shape. Its body was likely designed for efficiency, not brute force alone. This meant less resistance in the water and far greater speed. Suddenly, the image changes from a slow monster into a fast and highly capable predator, and that shift makes it far more dangerous than we ever imagined. The implications of this new body structure are significant. A streamlined Megalodon would have been able to move quickly across vast distances, conserving energy while hunting. It would not rely only on ambush attacks, but could actively chase prey over long distances. This suggests a level of mobility that places it among the most efficient predators to ever exist. But the story becomes even more disturbing when we look at its early life. Fossil evidence suggests that baby megalodons were born already enormous, measuring several meters in length. That alone is shocking. Yet, there is evidence pointing toward a behavior seen in some modern sharks, where embryos consume other eggs inside the womb. This means that from the very beginning, Megalodon was shaped by extreme competition and survival. This was not just a giant shark, it was a perfectly engineered apex predator, built for dominance at every stage of its life. At this point, the most important realization becomes clear. Megalodon was not a giant great white shark. That long-held belief collapses entirely under the weight of new evidence. Instead, what emerges is a completely different creature. It was likely sleeker, longer, and far more hydrodynamic than previously imagined. Its body was not designed for short bursts of power alone, but for sustained movement and efficiency across entire oceans. This change in understanding transforms everything. It explains how Megalodon could grow to such massive sizes without being limited by its own body structure. It also explains how it could spread across the globe, becoming one of the most dominant predators in Earth's history. This new image is both fascinating and unsettling. For years, we believed we understood this creature. We thought we had reconstructed it accurately, but now it becomes clear that we did not just underestimate Megalodon, we misunderstood it entirely. The difference between those two ideas is enormous. Underestimating means we knew the basics but got the scale wrong. Misunderstanding means we built the entire picture on flawed assumptions. And that realization forces us to question everything we thought we knew about this ancient predator. So how did this misunderstanding happen, and why does the new explanation make more sense? The answer lies in basic biological and physical principles. Large, bulky bodies create more drag when moving through water. This limits speed and efficiency, making it difficult for an animal to grow beyond a certain size while remaining an effective hunter. This is why modern great white sharks do not grow endlessly larger. Their body structure imposes natural limits. In contrast, a streamlined body reduces drag and allows for more efficient movement. This efficiency makes it possible for an animal to grow much larger without sacrificing mobility. We can see this pattern clearly in modern marine life. The great white shark, while powerful, is limited in size. On the other hand, the blue whale, with its sleek and efficient body, can reach extraordinary lengths. Applying this understanding to Megalodon helps explain how it could have reached such immense proportions. Its streamlined form would have allowed it to move efficiently through the water while supporting its massive size. This also supports the idea that Megalodon was a global predator. Fossil evidence shows that its teeth have been found in many parts of the world, suggesting a wide distribution across ancient oceans. But if Megalodon was so powerful and so well adapted, why did it go extinct? The answer is not as simple as a sudden disaster or a dramatic environmental shift. Evidence suggests that temperature changes alone were not responsible. Instead, a combination of factors likely played a role. One of the most important was the loss of prey. As populations of large marine animals declined, Megalodon may have struggled to find enough food. At the same time, smaller and more adaptable predators began to compete for the same resources. Environmental changes, including shifts in sea levels and habitats, would have added further pressure. In the end, its enormous size, once its greatest strength, may have become its greatest weakness. This story reveals something much bigger than just the fate of a single species. It shows how scientific understanding evolves over time. Even widely accepted ideas can be challenged and replaced as new evidence emerges. Megalodon is one of the most famous prehistoric creatures, yet even its basic image turned out to be incorrect. This reminds us that science is not fixed. It is a process of constant discovery and revision. Each new finding brings us closer to the truth, but it also reveals how much we still do not know. The oceans in particular remain one of the least explored parts of our planet. They hold countless mysteries, many of which we have yet to fully understand. If we were this wrong about Megalodon, a creature that left behind thousands of fossils, it raises an important question. What else might we be misunderstanding today? What other assumptions are waiting to be challenged by future discoveries? These questions keep the story alive, even millions of years after Megalodon disappeared. Megalodon is extinct, but its mystery is far from over. With every new discovery, our understanding continues to change. And until more evidence is uncovered, the full truth about this incredible predator may remain hidden beneath the surface. If you found this story fascinating, then you will definitely enjoy exploring more mysteries of the ocean. Be sure to check out my next video where we dive even deeper into the unknown. And do not forget to subscribe for more detailed documentaries that uncover the hidden truths of our world.